let Ray Pittman take the stage to talk about one specific example. But we've put some money where our mouth is on this. We hired recently a full-time relationship manager in corporate relations whose exclusive focus is with the small company realm. That doesn't mean she's the only person who's working with small companies. All of our relationship managers do, but she's become our resident expert on really some of the programs and special things we do at the university that probably fit better to the small business audience than to the Fortune 500. We have, and just held last week, our second ever Small Company Job Fair event. It's sponsored by the Empowered Student Entrepreneurship Group. We did this as an experiment last year, and we had our second iteration last week. Actually, we're Michigan-based. It's at least 90%. We're Michigan-based companies, and we were trying to get that message out to students. There are possibilities for your career beyond, the big companies we all know about in this state, and there are vibrant, growing companies. So, I really firmly believe we're trying to do our part. Obviously, we need the employers too, right? There need to be companies forming these jobs, but we're trying to do a better job of making those opportunities known. And I saw an email a couple of days ago at the University of Michigan Dearborn has now instituted a similar event for small companies. We're experimenting with a few programs. Ray will talk quite a bit about one called Instant Innovation, I think, in a minute. We're also just announced the Small Company Innovation Program, where some of this cost-sharing money I talked about, we are going to prime the pump with some small local Michigan companies to cost share on research contracts with those companies to help them move their technologies forward. And we've also developed a very robust relationship with the MEDC and many of the local economic development organizations around the state and some other community partners like the Chambers of Commerce and the larger population centers, et cetera, to really improve the communications and the referrals back and forth. A lot of companies that come to the Business Engagement Center, for what they need, U of M is not the answer. So it's nice for us to be able to refer them to the right agency or even to another school. We have good relationships with Michigan State, with Wayne State, with Eastern Michigan University, et cetera. So in this past, slightly over a year, what has it really played out to be? We've had, I totaled this up today, and I was actually amazed myself. We've had 127 inquiries from companies who had never interacted with the university before, who called us. I'd say 85% of these are small companies, but 15% were some larger companies. And they had heard about the Business Engagement Center. They just, really wanted to find out, they suspected they could do something with the university, but now they had somebody they could go to who wouldn't just say no or would just say, oh, I don't know, which is what used to happen, right? And that's part of the role we play. Now, we also have to triage some of those too. Believe me, we get everything from the guy in his garage who's invented a perpetual motion machine up to some pretty exciting opportunities. But that's another service we play, I think, in the Business Engagement Center. We've hosted over 200 campus visits where literally, a group of folks will come from a company and we will set up an agenda of meetings with faculty or student groups or different programs, et cetera. As I mentioned, we have these ongoing and very robust outreach efforts around the state. And again, I know that's often the case. The University of Michigan is perceived as, oh, that's that Ann Arbor thing and those damn Ann Arbor folks. We consider ourselves to be a statewide resource, and we have really taken pains to reach out to the Grand Rapids and the Flints and the Kalamazoo's and the Detroit metro area, and we take that very seriously. I think very much a proof of this concept being the way to head is I would say at least weekly I get a call from another university around the country saying, well, we've heard about what you guys have done. How'd you do it, and how can we do this at our university? It's not an easy thing. I've lived it for the last 9 years, believe me. It gets very political. Universities, like any organization, have their silos and their politics. But we've done it, and I think we've done it. I'm glad to hear Ed say it, and I firmly believe it. I think we are ahead of the pack on this. And we want to take advantage of that for every commercial institution in the state to figure out how we can help each other. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Ray to give a little perspective from a smaller company.
Thanks, Daryl. My goal in a few minutes today is to tell you that this institution of almost 200 years, as we were talking, have claimed to have made this rapid transformation from being a group of silos to a nimble, business-focused university has happened. And it's working as we speak. And for us, for our small company, I'll tell you about in a minute, It's creating economic value to Michigan right now. This is not about a promise of things we're working on and it'll happen. It's working right now. We're taking advantage of it. Just a quick word on what we do. We design and manufacture high definition metrology instrument. We measure things. We provide high-speed measurement technology for the semiconductor industry. And we're world leaders because we're faster, better, and cheaper. We also provide the same type of technology for automotive, so we did a little speed bump on our revenue curve, but Ford just placed another order for a system that will go into their Cleveland engine plant. We measure engine and transmission components faster, cheaper, better, allowing faster launch times, better quality. It's a real transformational technology. And what's working for us with U of M is the Instant Innovation Program. Now that sounds like an oxymoron, right? Instant innovation. I think people think of invention as Thomas Edison sitting there at his workbench trying to figure out how to find the right material to make the light bulb work, and it'll happen when it happens. With instant innovation, we went to Daryl's team, the Biz Engagement Center, and we said we got 5 technology problems that if you can help us solve them, it'll supercharge your business. We've ended up with 2 projects that are very successful so far. One, we need a faster, better, cheaper laser, and our customers are asking us to measure other things that we haven't developed the technology to do. So we've got these two projects going, and the guys are fast, the value is great, and the benefit coming out of that is we're hiring the students then that work on our technology in the laser lab over you come to work for us. So we've got probably 3 full-time students from our research work that are working on projects with customers today. This is the value that we're creating. We also have 2 interns working on our projects. So we've got the technology we need now, and it's affordable. I think we're paying like $100,000 a year for a 3-year contract for a professor in student support, PhD student support. It's tremendous and it works. And you know, the small businesses start from the research that's created. You know, Michigan universities generate $1.2 billion a year in research, in which we turn all that into small business opportunities. And it's starting to happen, but we need to go faster. I think the MBDC has done a great job with the 21st Century Job Fund, but the message is we had to pick some winners, or they had to pick some winners, but there's some ones that didn't get picked. But we ought to find a way to pick all of them, all the ones that had good business ideas, and get them going. The other thing I did a table for Coherix at the Small Business Job Fair last week, and boy, it's fantastic because I love talking to students and staying current on the capability of the kids we're turning out. I probably had 30 kids come to my table, and the capabilities are tremendous. And I want to reiterate something Daryl said. They all want to stay in Michigan. The majority of them want to stay in Michigan. And what they want from me is kind of get an intern job. Why are they asking for an intern job? Because that's what U of M is telling them they need to do to start delivering value the day they graduate. Get an intern job. And the new Center for Entrepreneurship in the engineering school, which has been up and running for about 3 years now, is training young engineers to how to commercialize your own idea. And that's what this Empowered Student Group that Daryl told you about is. And I think you're way surprised by how oversubscribed it is. I think there's well over 1,000 students that exist in this club, and not only engineering, but from LS&A and other disciplines as well. And we support that at Coherix because we want those kind of skills in the people that we hire, not just the great guys in the lab, but the guys who can market our product ideas, market new technology to customers. And even though I worked at Ford for 33 years and I'm back selling Coherix technology, the folks that used to work in my organization, it's a tough slog, okay, when you're talking about major transformational change.